Okay, so the next one is one of the big legends in this industry. I think maybe not as well known as your colleague.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
but maybe one of the big important hands behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, initially behind the scenes, obviously started with the Coin Bureau with Guy. I was mostly behind the scenes, working on research and working on content behind the scenes. But more recently, I thought it's important for people to see the more people behind the scenes, more people and faces, and to create more people to know that Coin Bureau is lots of different people. Yeah.
So Nick from Coin Bureau, co-founder and CEO right now.
And CEO,
of Coin Bureau. For anyone that doesn't know him, what I always appreciated about Coin Bureau is the fact that you started it as a business, not as a one-man show. It was always with a business plan in mind. Can we elaborate a bit about how that came up?
Well, I guess obviously we always started as a brand, right, around the concept of crypto education, right? And obviously, whenever I started, I was a small team. Obviously, we were focused on research reports on the website, right? And then obviously later on, when we decided to move towards YouTube because of specific reasons around Google's algorithm, we wanted to diversify on different platforms. I think the goal around Coin Bureau is basically for people to associate the brand Coin Bureau with crypto education. And now, obviously, we've opened numerous different channels in different languages, different types of content formats.
You're dubbing it, or?
Not dubbing it. We've started we have a Spanish channel, which is completely, people just do exactly the same reports, but in Spanish. Okay. Another host called Marbo is very over 100,000 subscribers now. We've also got a South Asia channel, which is Hindi and Urdu. We're now going to launch a Mandarin channel. We've now launched a trading channel as well. Trading channel is focused on trading content, live stream, that kind of stuff. And that's got 3 hosts on it who are helping out on there. So the goal is obviously to create Coin Bureau as a media brand, and it's also, we've got the websites, we've got other parts of the business as well. Because you can do it all your ways. You can be your individual content creator with your own brand, which is cool. But the problem with that is it's always reliant on you, right? That's another reason why it's kind of I've also got involved in this as well, because Guy, a lot of stress is on him because always he's doing all the content, right? And it's you need to be able to diversify. And we've hired people from the past. We had another host prior to this who's left.
So it was always this concept of a business, and actually you can scale it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's difficult because I think what people most, and it's hard for creators who've built their audience around themselves. They find it hard to necessarily diversify with new faces because they feel it's their baby, right? They feel it's their audience knows them and they love them and everything, and so they don't want to necessarily they don't know if anybody else can do it as good as them. It's the concept I know these people, I can do my best, which is fair. Everyone has that. I felt when we first started out, it was a very small team. I didn't know how much I wanted to scale initially. I was also starting out initially with the research, did all the research, and it's okay, we got to get a new researcher to help out and add more people here. I was I can do the research the best. But then we discovered new researchers out there that have gone with us in the team that are the best researchers you'll find in crypto, right? So that's the thing. If you want to build a sustainable business, you need to scale with more people, and you have to give responsibility away to more people and feel comfortable to do that and be willing to try them out. And there will be mistakes here or there in terms of hiring, but it's just like growing any sort of business. So it's yes, you can keep a personal brand just for yourself, but then understand that it's always going to be on you. Yeah. And you can build out a lot more, many people who've become big personalities in any field, not necessarily in crypto or influencers.
Yeah, there's going to be that single point of failure. Always.
Yeah, always single point of failure, but you don't have to make it like that. You can diversify your brand and let people know there's lots of different people, lots of different faces, lots of different members behind it that produce the kind of content, right?
Yeah, there's a nice lesson in there. Okay, let's change a bit the vibe, because the vibe right now is euphoric. We just crossed 80K. So I want to ask you, what do you feel about this moment in time regarding the crypto market? Is it really starting a bull market?
Yeah.
Where are we in the cycle?
I think we're about ready to go much higher. I think Bitcoin, obviously, it's all-time highs 3 times already this week, just going up. Obviously, a lot of it's euphoria around the Trump win, obviously regulations. But there's also just the aspect that right now in the crypto space and from a pricing perspective, although we through all-time highs, retail interest is still not as excited as it was in March. So when that retail starts waking up, when you start seeing them go...
What's the point? What's the point when retail says we go...
Well, retail, I think it comes with price. Because Bitcoin's price is 100K is going to be the level, right? Already now it's starting to pick up slowly, you're starting to see it, but price is the biggest selling point for Bitcoin. Price drives a lot of it. And if Bitcoin breaks to that 100K level, you're going to start seeing retail flood back in. And altcoins themselves as well, and they've got an exciting narrative. We've seen now for the first time ever, for a long time, Bitcoin dominance has started to come down a little bit. So we could start seeing some sort of altcoin season popping off.
Do you think we're going to see the classical altcoin season when everything pops, or we're going to have different narratives this time?
I think it's going to be a narrative focus. I think you need to be very focused focus on the kind of narratives you invest in, because it's not going to be a massive 2021 altcoin season where everything went up, right? Just focus on the really exciting projects and protocols. Focus on the narratives that are relate with retail, that retail is going to want to ape into.
What are two narratives that you're following for this?
I mean, so on the L1 side, movement-based alt chains. So like, the likes of Aptos, Sui, Movement Labs, all these projects that are building on the Move programming language.
Okay.
So the Move programming language is obviously like a new smart contract language that a lot of people are focused on. I think another one that's really exciting is GameFi, for sure. GameFi could be starting.
GameFi is always a concept that comes back.
GameFi is really concept. I think what needs to come for GameFi to break through is for a game that people really want to play, not crypto gamers, like gamers. So
we heard a little bit of that recently with the
Off the Grid. So we've invested in Off the Grid. I think they're an exciting project because they're a game-focused developer, right? They've built a game now that's gamers want to play, not even about the token, not about the NFTs, and the gamers are loving the game so much, like Web 2 streamers. And that's the kind of game that can get that mass adoption, that's actually going to get these Web 2 streamers and Web 2 gamers want to embrace cryptocurrency when it does get rolled out. So that's, I think, one of those exciting narratives people are going to keep watch on. DeFi is also an interesting narrative, although it's suffered a little bit over the past few months. Now with the renewed regulations in the US potentially, like positive regulations around DeFi and crypto, it could provide rocket fuel for DeFi itself. So things like, all the dexes on Ethereum, they've been doing very well. Athena, which is like a stablecoin issuer. So yeah.
Okay. So there's things here and there. Last question is regarding the thing that you said earlier, politics and Trump and win and the euphoria caused by these things. Do you think we're getting too euphoric maybe over this Trump win? Is he going to follow through?
I think the thing about Trump is like, look, he's not. He did say whatever he could to get elected, and right, he was always just stroking the egos of the crypto crowd, which is fair. But it's not just him. It's not the points about him specifically. It's the fact that in the House and Senate, you've had massive shift in terms of pro-crypto candidates. And obviously legislation in the US gets passed through the House and Senate. So now the fact that you've got so many people on crypto, in pro-crypto candidates in the House and Senate, legislation will fly through because you've got Trump who's going to sign off on it. So in general, the whole crypto industry had a big win in the election. And Trump is obviously the figurehead. But he's not the guy who decides everything, right? So.
Okay, last question for real, not going to waste your time. What is one thing that you learned last cycle that you're going to apply this cycle, the biggest one?
I think the biggest thing is to avoid echo chambers. So basically, and also when you're thinking about a crypto investment in general, or if you're doing content, don't always look for confirmation bias. Go and look for people and I think it's got the opposing view to you, and engage with it, because sometimes it's easy in crypto ecosystems and crypto communities to follow your bias, right? You need to actively seek out and opposite points of view to your investments and to your narratives. And that kind of
Nice. That's a good lesson. Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you so much.
Go on.
So that was Nick. What a legend. What a guy. You catch that? Yeah, I was talking about guy. So big lessons in there. They always have this concept of growing a business in the crypto space with scalability. I think that's important, especially if you're a content creator. But other than that, again, the lesson that we heard from the last video with Ran, you have to find people on the other side. You have to find people that disagree with you and maybe are on the other side of the trade. If you like the video, don't forget to click a like. If you have a different opinion, please share it in the comments. See you for the next one. Bye-bye.